Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, with an overview and a look back on Salivate Metal products that have been offered in precious metal form for quite some time. We're going to take a look at the past, the present, and the future of these particular products. Many of you have asked it's about sort of a recap, so that's what this video is about. So we're going to take a look at this and show off some things here and discuss a little bit about kind of the process that led up to where we are today in terms of these things. And so let's take a look and take a look back. Let's recap and let's explore the future. Yes, as many of you know who have been with me for quite a while, the process first began around the middle, maybe even early 2014, with a concept and idea that I've not seen on many of the, quote, silver or precious metal channels out there. And at the time, you know, I was really, in some cases, sort of a late bloomer in terms of some of the what I call the first generation YouTube channels. I was probably part of that second generation, what really started to pick up after 2011. And my channel started in end of January 2013, and by then there were quite a few out there. A lot of those people aren't around anymore, but some still are. But nonetheless, it was an exciting time, and there was a lot of excitement and buzz with the precious metal, and silver specifically, and but gold as well too. My channel was started with the idea of talking about metals, especially precious metals. I didn't want to just pigeonhole myself with silver. But nonetheless, silver was the metal to talk about, and I had not seen any other channel do this, and that is to offer a product, an actual round, a struck silver round commemorating a channel. But, you know, I kind of took it with a different approach. It was a trifecta approach. If you look back through the playlist on this series on the Salivate Metal round, you know, it was about commemorating the channel, sure, but it was more about commemorating this community. What makes up the community here in the precious metals world on YouTube. And that's what this channel was about. And obviously the third thing is silver itself. And that's what is shown here on the reverse with the Bohr's design. So I thought about producing a piece that would do that would really kind of help, be something more than just a channel round, even though there really has never been such a thing before in the community, whereas now where a lot of us have explored that option, and thanks to MK Bars, it can be done through the struck poured pieces, so to speak. More on that in a moment. But nonetheless, December of 2014, around the beginning of the month, is when they first became available in bullion grade form. And that is what you see here, although these early strikes almost have sort of a proof-like appearance to them. And then they had the proof-like form, which were very well done indeed. And so that was done, and there are videos that show the process that it took to make the dies and the production thereof. You know, here we see a proof blank. You can see how polished that is, and getting ready for proof striking there. That's what these planchets are. Very cool, and there's the bullion grade one. Very cool to have these, and indeed. And then here was the test strike. It was done in copper, and it wasn't ultra thick. But the ultra thick nature, not only did I want something kind of original, and that is to create a round commemorating you, the metal silver, and this channel, but I'm a fan of thickness. That's right, I'm down with the thickness indeed. That's why I wanted to make this a nice thick piece. And Regency Mint was accommodative in that measure, and it was very nice of them to take this project on. It's been somewhat of a challenge for them to keep up because they've never really done anything like this to this level before. So they were very, very kind to take on this project. And so these became available for sale in December of 2014 and had been on sale until earlier in August of 2019. So quite a long run, really, when you think about it, for a piece that was created. And so that was an exciting time to see these things produced and to see the community react to them. And we're going to get to the sales quote mintage figures here in a moment. But next, after that, some people were asking, well, when are you going to do another one? When are you going to do something else? So I came up with the concept of involving the Softeek and Cuddly Kitties, some of which are, even to this day, still featured in videos. In fact, I just posted a video recently with a Softeek and Cuddly Kitty Part 1, the original. So I decided to come out with something that was ultra thick that I wanted to do in 2 ounces, but they didn't have the ability to do that without some massive extra cost and retooling to get this to happen. So we came up with the Fortitude round with some security features there in the background. And you can see there it says the multitude of Fortitude. And then on the reverse of the piece, it has the channel name, Salivate Metal, and a multitude of gratitude, again showing thanks to the community that has been developed around this channel and in the community as a whole in YouTube and in social media, indeed. So this pays homage to sort of commemorating the kitties that were kind of a staple of the channel for the 6+ years here that have been involved here. Very good. And then we have a little logo here and a shield. So a very well done piece by Qualities for Bullion. These were meant to be in a limited number, and the original as a 1.5 ounce piece. That was another kind of first that never really see. This is at a time this was produced when we started to see fractional bullion released by Royal Canadian Mint, especially. They came out with a 3/4 of an ounce round or coin, and then a 1.25 ounce coin, a 1.5 ounce coin, and then other mints have come out with 2 ounce coins. Well, I thought I'd do a 1.75 ounce round since we couldn't do the 2 ounce. But this is released during the time when the Queen's Beast were starting to become popular. I think this was around 2016 or so. These became available as a limited run of 575 pieces. Now, this didn't get quite the reaction that the original channel round did. Only certain people like this, so sales of this particular piece didn't meet the sellout goal. So we decided, well, you know what, let's stop. It has a rated edge. Let's try another approach to maybe try to sell a little bit more of them, but also just to kind of change it up and excite it a little bit. So we came up with a smooth-edged and numbered Fortitude round, which I didn't actually buy any of those for myself, and I kind of wanted to, but I kind of wanted to save all those early numbers for you guys, and I just never got around to doing it. This was gifted to me by Slacker Stacker, and I think it's number 618, I believe. That's 18 there, and he darkened it. It's number 18, as you see there, and it was darkened. He darkened it. That was a post After Effect. Really nicely done, though, for sure. Very, very cool indeed. And so that was sent to me, but that is a representation of the smooth-edged Fortitude round. And then the sales of those stopped after a period of time, and then up until the Salivate Metal rounds themselves continued on until very, very recently. We had stopped the numbers on those. So, with that being said, let me give you the final mintage numbers. The bullion Salivate Metal round is the final mintage on these in sales were 657. So, a fairly good run, but it's not going to be as much as the Junius Maltby channel rounds, by the way. But those did have lower premiums, too, and he crowdsourced that at the very beginning. But yeah, so these were a little bit more pricey for sure, but also Junius Maltby, a big name for sure. So, but his channel rounds, I think you're going to find the mintage numbers are going to be quite a bit higher than these. The Proof Likes Salivate Metal rounds were 190 of those. The Fortitude Original round came in at a 306 mintage. 306 pieces of those had sold. And the final numbers for the numbered were 94. So 94 of those sold. So that is the rarest of all of the different versions here. So there you have it. Now, Let's pause here because to show that there's not going to be any more of these produced, they sent me the dies, and so I'm going to show you the Salivate Metal round dies that came in. Look at that. Very cool. There is the reverse die, and you can see how polished that thing is. Very cool indeed to see the dies in hand here. They shipped them out there. These things are heavy too. So here is the Salivate Metal die there for the original round. So these, unless I send them to some other mint that can do these, they won't be produced. Ever going to send them back somehow to Quality Silver Bullion and do another type of thing, but I'm not going to do that. These are done. These are for posterity purposes. Now here is the cat. Here is the Fortitude die. You saw a video that I posted showing the creation of these dies. Very cool to see the artist at work with these. Here is that die. Very cool. The reverse die for the Fortitude round. Very cool indeed. So there you have it. Now, that leaves us with where things stand now for the Salivate Metal products. Because as you know, we had the second Salivation Nation round that was on sale in Italio Mint until they decided, for good reason too, by the way, not to offer for sale the products that they mint. Because it just was a very time-consuming product. But this particular piece, you've seen videos on, is not available anywhere now. But only 77 have sold of this so far. But there is talks, possibly, not making any promises, of maybe having it offered through other bullion dealers. But no word yet on us to when or if that will happen. But the only thing that's available right now, and you'll see in the description of this video and other videos, a link to purchase a Salivate Metal poured round. And if you use the code SM10, these things can be purchased for about, I think, $26, I believe. I don't know if the prices have gone up with the spot price of silver. But nonetheless, these are nice little 1 ounce chunky poured and struck from MK Bars. A good handful of members, 10, 12 or so of us in the community have these poured bars done through MK Bars, and it's a way to kind of commemorate the channels and tie in and offered through MK Bars. And these particular pieces are still available. It's a limited run of 200, and I'm not sure that even half of these have sold yet. It's a little pricier premium because these things are hand done. Each one is hand struck and hand poured. But nonetheless, it's a way to sort of commemorate the channel. And so there you have it. That is still available right now. That's the only one that's still available. Stay tuned for possible news on the 2 ounce thick Salivation Nation round. But there you have it. Quality Silver Bullion and Regency Mint. I want to extend a huge multitude of gratitude to Quality Silver Bullion and Regency Mint. Jim Little, Shaley over there, and those guys have been just absolutely wonderful to work with these projects. Really kind of make a dream come true. I've always kind of wanted my own struck piece, that type of thing. I'm really, and so it's really been a fun and exciting adventure. But more importantly, I want to thank you, the members of the community who have taken the time to purchase these and to show support for the channel. As you know, these things, I've got to front money for dies and expenses and the like. So these aren't money-making ventures, really. In fact, I'm well underwater with this round. But it's not about making money on these. Just about kind of a token to sort of commemorate the experience, not only for the channel, but just for the community and what it brings. Whenever I take a look at these things, I think about you guys and I think about the community. I think about the precious metals and all that we all have collectively learned through this experience. So there you have it. Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.